Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Hard-nosed Derby podcast. Let's talk about... Let's get ready to rumble! Let's talk about the influence on demolition derbies that social media has had. Good and bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's a load of good.
I know it scared some people off from running different shows, and I'm not even... no pun intended there.
I think that's why a lot of the people are so...
Secretive?
Yes, very secretive of where they're going.
Or as the kids would say these days, sus, bro. Oh, God.
It's sus. But we've got guys in the... Promoters are using it as a tool.
That's all I used it for. Because everybody was like, I don't know, how the fuck, why are they showing up? I'm like, I don't know. I've put it on 600 fucking sites.
Yep.
Rob Hewer, he was like, man, it was annoying, but I knew when Paris's Derby was.
Well, and that's the thing, because you can go just in the state of Missouri. I haven't done enough research to know exactly how many different promoters are in this state.
73,000.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
There is fucking plenty.
But now you've got guys using social media as a monetary supplement. TikTok. X amount of...
OnlyFans.
Yeah. I don't know anybody that's doing that.
I still say, if you open the OnlyFans up...
As much as we fucking talked about it.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know how to say
Leinenkugel's Red Lager.
At first it said robust red Vienna style lager. I was like, Vienna sausages.
He saw the Vienna part and he was all about it.
Little wings.
Pop me open one, man. I'll try it.
They're not great.
Is this twisty or the...
Oh, yeah, they're twisted.
That might have picked that up.
They're harder... they're a hard lager.
Whew.
They're not an IPA, but you can definitely... They're hoppy as fuck. Like this motherfucker could work at IHOP.
I would rather go down on a homeless dude than drink another IPA.
Lucky for you, I don't have a house anymore.
I don't have an IPA in my hand either.
It's got a foam.
It's thick.
It's thick, but it's not IPA.
No, it doesn't have the IPA bark on it.
That's what the girls say about me. I'm thick.
Shut up, Si.
Are you talking about your head?
Hold on.
On your shoulders?
We're getting... hold on.
We're way the fuck off track.
But yeah, social media. I think that it has brought the light that needed to be brought to the big shows.
And the smaller stuff that, you got your East and West Coast stuff. That's not real plentiful around here for knowledge.
Right.
Until you hit the social media sites, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Whatever. And it keeps coming back to OnlyFans. You got an account, bitch?
Maybe. How do you think I went to fucking Utah? I might have showed my wiener.
Not selling feet pics?
True that.
Okay.
Just dick pics.
From the backside?
From the back. I'm just trying to see what that feels like.
But that's, like the Frankie Guy Youth Nationals. Until that really started hitting social media sites and stuff, it's just something that...
What's going on over there?
Correct. We get the Smash It stuff, the Bash for Cash.
Yeah, but look at what Track Shot Live has done through Facebook, solely through Facebook.
Yep.
And I know they're on other platforms, but I'm just saying, where did you find Track Shot?
It might have been YouTube first, before I caught them on Facebook.
See,
they're going to be right about the same time, though.
I seen them on Facebook before I seen them on YouTube. Okay, well, here's another big one. I would not have known about Utah shit unless it was from Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't talking to those guys. Like, whenever I went to Blizzard Bash, the first year I went to Bash, I pretty much stuck with our group.
Oh, yeah.
Social media, after I really started getting into it, digging into it, there was this site for derbies, this site, all these pages. Well, I got to meet these guys, and then we would get together at Bash, and then it was just insane. So it's really brought the community closer. There's a lot more positives that have come from social media than negatives.
Oh, yeah. And now social media is a tool.
Yeah.
It's a tool for your rules. Chad Markley, hell, they do a Facebook Live with the other guy that works with Chad, and they talk about rules. They get drivers' feedback of, good or bad changes that they're wanting to do. Same way with Taylor Feldkamp and Josh DeLar. They get on there, they do their Facebook Lives, they talk about rule changes, what could possibly happen in the future. And that's just on the rule setting. That's not even on the
build
Right.
Yeah, on the promotion side, that's just the rule side. And whether it's Johnny at Stern Dirt to Taylor at Derby Icons to Sam Williams and Chris Williams and Nicole at Ultimate Derby, Frankie Guy at Hardcore,
Tim Clark
at Smash. These guys are using this for a tool, so even though a lot of the times it's just entertainment for a lot of the other people, drivers and builders the same can use that as a guide.
I do like watching people get on there and talk shit.
Because you're usually steerheading that talk shit.
Oops. I like to stir the pot a little bit. I
Did
got
I
a
do
wooden
that?
spoon.
But no, it's...
Is there negative shit that's come out of it?
Oh, fucking
A. You didn't have near the arguing and discrepancies and bullshit over calls.
Correct.
And I blame not that on just social media. I blame that on motherfucking cell phones. Because back whenever you had a flip razor, you weren't recording the whole motherfucker.
No, you could take some pictures.
Yep.
Your thumb was a tired bitch.
They were poor quality pictures.
Yeah, it looked like you took them with a walkie-talkie.
Well, or looked like it with you in a compact.
Right. Yeah, and that shit is still coming back to life.
Like I said, the megapixel resolution isn't there, but we can at least tell who it is.
There's that. But seriously, I mean, it has. It's brought a whole world of hate to situations that would not have found that.
Yeah, because at that point in time, it would have just been word of mouth that somebody was there, sent a text. Man, you guys got to see this. You should have seen this bullshit call that we just saw.
But you had
nobody
nothing
else
to
is
go
going to
off
see
of.
it. Yeah, you were just going off that dude's word of what he saw.
Right.
And now with the place where
Phones.
we're at.
And it doesn't fucking matter. As soon as somebody takes a video of something like that motherfucker goes straight to social media.
Yep.
There's a TikTok of it. There's a fucking...
Or it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, TikTok, Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Snapchat.
there.
Motherfucking Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Because everybody's got the power now to hold the screen and save it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And then they repost it. And they send it to 10,000 buddies or whatever, and every one of them fuckers repost it.
And that's how you get big on OnlyFans.
See, we've heard OnlyFans 3 times already in 5
It's like
minutes.
Beetlejuice. I'm about to pull the link up.
My luck would be Candyman.
Mine's Rod McLong Dong.
Is that your OnlyFans sign-in username?
Yeah.
Okay.
That and Cinnamon.
Cinnamon McComb,
I'm not starting OnlyFans.
If I
My
thought
wang ain't near big enough and my feet aren't cool.
if
looking.
I thought I could make millions of them laughing at my small penis, then yes. 100 motherfucking %.
They probably pay me like $12 just to take my account off.
That's what I said. I'm going to start sending people dick pics till they pay me to stop doing it.
Back on track. Social media has actually created a whole separate universe inside of the world of Demolition Derby. You can now, and I know this for a fact, there is parts building places that you can order off Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is let them know where to send it, send your payment info. 3 days later, it's at your door. I don't think you could probably do that as the first time you've ever ordered from that company. But I know little Chody, I know for a fact if he saw something, all he has to do is just comment on Snapchat and it'll be at his door.
Right.
I mean, that's Cody, I'm sure, does business with those guys quite a bit. Whether it's, gray area derby or gray area demo parts, cannonball derby parts, NLR, ski. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Yes.
Everything. You can damn near call the wrong number anymore and get derby parts.
Of some sort.
Seriously?
Yeah, of some sort. I just never thought.
Social media has brought this sport. It has made your kid that didn't know anything about the shit aware.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's helped bring the youth in. And just new drivers and new competitors.
I mean, you can go through whether it's a Midmo Demolition Derby page, parts, whatever. You're constantly seeing somebody selling shit. Whether they're selling out, whether they're selling to replace with bigger and better.
Well, and a wise man once told me that, this sport needs fans too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, social media has gathered those. And the reason I say that is from my promotion experience. I was putting that shit on the swap shops. Not derby swap shops. I'm talking local surrounding towns, Mexico, Madison, Moberly, Columbia, all that shit. And I had people come, what is this? Check out our page.
Yep.
There's a video on there. Check it out. It might be something you like. Whenever we did Boone County, I had more people come up to me that had no clue what a fucking demolition derby was. But they seen flyers on Facebook.
And 50 minutes away, you would have never thought that.
Right. But it was a lot of it was college kids that were from bigger cities that didn't have that. And they were like, this is cool as shit. When's the next one? And I'm like, check us out on Facebook.
The world, we're getting down to that end of the year, calendar year. So there's a lot of sites that will do year in reviews, that type of stuff. You know how many Snapchats or messages I've had this week about Hard Nosed Derby podcast is the number one played on their Spotify?
Uh-huh.
I mean, the guy, Mr. Zach Burton, who won
Yeah.
our raffle
He
the
said
other
it
day,
to me too.
Jordan Tobin guarantees this dude is listening to it when he pulls in every Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Every Thursday morning. Never misses one. Which, Zach, I don't know if you have saw your proofs from that winter raffle yet, but I've got them and they look badass.
Beer's a little funky, but
Some people, dude, we can't say funky because we're drinking some pretty funky shit right now. Funky enough, you just pulled the label off.
you ain't wrong.
What are you, 22 years old in a bar in Mexico, Missouri, drinking a Bud Light?
17.
Go stick it on your forehead.
I'm the asshole tonight.
But just stuff like that. I mean,
What's fucking crazy is where we've jumped lately, and it's all social media.
Mm-hmm. Word of mouth from social media. Hey, check these dudes out.
Well, I don't know.
You
I want to see how many times we're tagged and shit. Like, I wish I could get a running tally of that. Because it's all the time. bang notification, because that, like the U.S. Derby page, they'll put on there, who's your favorite influencer, blah, blah, blah. We were tagged into that like 6 times. The one that we were tagged in the other day was just a random person saying, hey, what's your favorite podcast? We were tagged in that.
Yeah, like I said, over 20 plus years. Oh, shit. I don't know, since I was 13. So now we're talking 35 years, is that I've been around the sport. And I never thought that in my lifetime, social media would be such a major influence to the sport as what it is now.
Fuck no. And there's kids that are in it now that know no different than that. But I remember, back in the day, like, it was easier to find cars and shit, so there wasn't a call for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was junkyards fucking everywhere full of $50 cars, $25 cars that run.
Old farmers, wife's 84 square body Lincoln just wants a shit.
Yeah, the fucking brake line's rusted out on it. And fuck it, we bought another one.
Well, just give me $100. Yeah. Now, shit.
I saw a 9802 posted the other day for $1,200 and it sold.
Yep.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yep.
The day I give $1,200 for a fucking 9802, I better be able to put license and insurance on it.
Well, I'm looking for something for my boy. And, it doesn't even got to be 9802. But driver quality, not a piece of shit with the doors caved in on it. I can't find them.
No.
I can find $2,000 to $3,000 ones that aren't pretty.
No.
So you don't really know what you're getting. But if you're using that for a derby car.
Well, you think all the northern guys, they're looking for them now. They're wanting them. Well, up there, they're rusty.
Yeah.
So they're trickling down this direction. Well, social media has made them readily available.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Go to Midmo Demo Derby right now and type in Crown Vic.
There's going to be a lot of listings.
Go to Marketplace. I mean, there's fucking options out there.
And you got the people that are willing to, that's got a truck or trailer that says, oh, I'm making a trip from here to here.
Yeah, this is my route.
Anything in between here that needs to be picked up for somebody, or I'm looking for this.
Yeah.
One that I always see, Bruce Palmer.
Yes.
That dude's everywhere, all the time. And always brings back the fish.
Yes. And that's another thing that's hilarious to me now is everybody's going fishing. Everybody's going fishing.
I got that Snapchat from Boeing the other day when he went and got that last car. Well, then I met him 2 days ago. Turned it on to JJ. I said, your rod didn't have no fish on it. He said, I just bought this fishing pole. I was like, oh, well, that's fine.
He bought the fishing pole. Yeah,
quite a nice little low profile short gooseneck.
I don't know how many times my Snapchat goes off a week where somebody's going fishing. Just shoot a picture out the back glass or rearview
Look what's
mirror.
following me out.
Yep, look what I caught.
And you don't see a lot of those. They're like, 6 minutes from the house.
No.
Just did a fucking 8-hour round trip.
Yes.
Pick up this 9802.
Yeah, I'm not going to out the guy, but I know he has bought truckloads out of Mississippi.
Yeah.
Spotless. All because of social media.
Yes. Speaking of social media.
We were talking about
new things.
Correct. And secretive shit.
Yes.
You have people on social media now that are going through 95% of their build process from start to finish.
Going live.
I say 95% because I'm sure there's 5%.
Yeah, like they're not showing them drilling holes and putting pins in and plugging them.
they're not showing indents in the frame rails, put a nice little cap on top of it, and buffing some weld marks out. They're not showing that
I don't
shit.
know the recipe. I'm just saying.
But this is,
Because
you wouldn't have saw this 5 years ago.
Fuck no. They wouldn't tell you how to fucking grease a car 5 years ago. Seriously.
Yes. Yeah.
But for fuck sure wasn't telling you where to put a plate.
The only thing you knew about greasing cars, you knew they used an air hammer.
Right.
And that was it. That is the only thing
No
that they
bit,
would tell you.
no
Oh,
nothing.
no.
How the fuck did you get that trunk to do that? Figure it out.
Yes, figure it out.
Now there's fucking full-on tutorials about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Jason Kinman was one. Yeah. Mr. Derby Freaks himself. He would show you how he would do his trunk. Pretty good tutorial, but not
Wasn't everything.
full on, and then you got guys now like Critter. And Critter is blowed up on social media.
I jumped in on one of his lives on TikTok the other day.
You're welcome.
And I was like, hey, why don't you jump on sometime? Yeah, fuck yes.
Yeah.
And right now he's in a deal. I don't know if it's done or not, but he's like in a kind of like a big influencer deal, like who's just in social media in general, and he's
Yeah. Everybody in social media is stepping their game up, whether they're using it, for another income or just to get the knowledge out there.
Clutch Morals.
Yeah.
I can't really pronounce the dude. Scotty Dravenick Jr.
Go with what you say. Go with what you
I think that's another one.
Yeah.
He had Butch on there.
Yeah.
He's had Pete Hansen on. Those are just 2 or 3 days. So we've got another little influencer here. Derby
Made
guy.
a big post the other day. Of what his shit's reaching is insane.
Yes.
I also talked to this guy in person. He didn't know it was me. Then he messaged me and was like, holy fuck.
Isn't it kind of cool though that happens?
Oh, it is neat because after he got to looking and doing some research on me, he was like, what the fuck? Holy fuck. You're the Hard Nosed Derby podcast guy. I was like, hey, I was just a regular drunk in the bathroom that night. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Let's get him on here.
Let's get this dude on here. This episode is brought to you by Broadhead Decals. From door wraps and roof signs, window stickers and banners, let Broadhead Decals take care of all your vinyl needs with only quality products used.
Justin's graphic design abilities will get you everything you could ever want. With super fast shipping, their turnaround time is second to none. So let Broadhead Decals take you to the next level.
So we just said we'd get him on. One of the major influencers of 2023 especially, all the way from Utah, Mr. Tyson Shelley. Tyson, what is up, buddy?
Oh, not much. How are you doing?
Well, it's Sunday here, but I'm not getting breakfast casserole like you're getting ready to tear up.
It is delicious. It's one of my favorite dishes.
Well, Tyson, you got into the sport of demo derby really honest. You kind of following in the old man's footsteps?
Yes. Yeah, I started in 2012 or 2013.
Did you ever think that social media would be such an influence as it is now when you started?
When I first started, we really only went to like one to two derbies a year for a couple of years. And then as I got older and, a little wiser, I realized, there's a ton of derbies in the world that, the normal person probably doesn't know how much really goes on. And it's really hard. Like, it's difficult for the average derby driver even to find information, to find all the different promoters and find all the different information to even get into an event. So I think social media definitely makes it easier to find information on any derby in the world.
Well, yes, and I agree with that 100%. It's so hard to get any kind of information on, what type of car would be good for what build, or what show, what kind of type of car would be best to take to which show. And I think social media has really brought that to light.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you had Kinman doing, his tips and tricks on, TikTok and then sharing them to Facebook. And I've tried to do it over the last couple of years on YouTube, and then started putting it on TikTok, just trying to help, somebody just getting started in the demolition derby, because it is a huge process that nobody understands. Just walking into the sport, you would not know what to do.
No, 100%, especially if you wanted to build toward the top end of things. You can only learn so much from a person in the pisser at Gold Rush.
Right. Yeah, you can look at something, but you can look at something and kind of get an idea of how it's supposed to look, but you don't know all the there's a lot of geometry and pressures that go into cars to make the frame, basically re-engineer the frame not to bend where it's engineered to bend. And yeah, there's a lot to it, and I think social media has definitely helped out the younger guys, or even anybody just getting into it, to help them, give them a step forward in the right direction.
At least a leg to stand on.
Right.
Because we talked about this, just a little bit earlier, is that, 5 years ago, nobody would even tell you how they would even crease quarter panels, more or less suck down a trunk, and, what they're doing with everything. And you and Jason Kinman and Critter, you guys are going 95% of the build process from start to finish. Like I said, 95%, because I'm sure there's 5% that's not going to get thrown out somewhere. But did you ever think that it would be where it's at now compared to, 5 years ago?
People being open to showing how they build cars?
Yes, sir.
Or,
yeah, because everything was just everything has just been so secretive for so long. Hell, they don't even want to tell you where they're going, more or less, what they're doing to a car. Is that something, do you think everybody's taken in with open arms, or is just a select few of you that are trying to do this?
I think it's just more of a select few that are comfortable enough, because I've built cars, and they're pretty open about letting me show the process of the build. TJ McPhee, I built him a Cadillac for a show, the YouTubers versus Gladiators is what they call the heat. And I still have 1 or 2 more videos to put together of it, but he was cool with me doing the whole build, and I have no problem sharing my builds, because I have nothing to hide, and the only reason I've learned a lot of my thing, the stuff that I know, is from learning it from other people. So it only is going to help the derby community. It's not going to hurt it.
Well, you had a pretty damn successful 2023 in my book. I think you run top 3 with a good buddy of yours, Mr. Chance Ogden, over in Juab. And then you go to South Dakota, and you had some very unfortunate events that went down for you
oh my
there.
Goodness. Yeah, it was very, I don't know, it's a big atmosphere change going to a national level, and then to have I'm not exactly sure what happened to the transmission. It did have a slight pump leak, and come to find out, I don't know. I've never been taught properly how to put a bell on to a Turbo 400. I've always just like my dad, had heard to put a little bit of the red silicone on the end of the bolt, and then I've heard other ways to do it where you're supposed to just do it dry with nothing and just use the O-ring that seats against the front of the pump. And I'll tell you right now, I'll never use red silicone again, because I believe that's exactly why. I don't think the pump bolts were able to seal all the way because they weren't able to get all the way down.
Yeah.
And I spent, it sounds a little excessive, but I spent all day putting that transmission protector together just to make sure everything was perfect. And then, same with the motor. Kenny's always treated us very well and built. We've had nothing but good luck with his motors. And, Heber, I ended up getting crank punched right off the bat, 2 minutes in. And then everybody thinks the motor blew up in South Dakota because there was smoke coming out the passenger side head.
Uh-huh.
And so it's not blown up, but what happened was we had put some intake rags in when I picked it up, and it's got a high-rise intake in it. And one of the rags worked their way down into the high-rise, and I didn't see it when I put the carburetor on, and it sucked the rag through the number 6 intake valve. And it ended up, it bent one valve. So
it could have
I
been
haven't
way
taken it down
worse.
to him yet, but we're hoping that's the only thing wrong with it.
Now, is your 24 looking like your 23? Do you guys have anything scheduled out yet? Whether it's for Heber or Juab or South Dakota?
So I talked to Noah, and we're planning on going back to South Dakota as long as he wants to. If he doesn't want to, then I really want to find another team. Whether it's qualifying or national, I'm not really that picky. I just like to have fun.
Correct.
And other than that, though, we're going to, if I can find, I've got a couple candidates for a teammate for that team show in Hurricane.
Uh-huh.
But, dude, I cannot find somebody to sell me a suicide door Lincoln. Nobody will, I picked up that 72 olds, and nobody will even trade for that.
Talk to Michael White.
Michael White?
Michael White at JM Derby Products right down the road.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to hit him up.
It's a haul.
It's a haul, but that is a clean bitch.
Say that again?
He has got a clean-ass suicide sitting out here.
Hurt. Yeah, I'm not really too picky on one. Anything between 61 and 68 I can make work, because this show, it's only you can run a reed case, a 4L60E. You can put a steel bell on the reed case if you want to. And you also get 10-inch brackets with all 8 fix-it plates on the car fresh.
That ought to be a hard bitch.
So that's why I want to take a suicide door Lincoln. I've never pulled the tape measure on one of the frames, but I'm pretty sure they don't have 34 inches of frame rail. If I remember right, they're really, really short.
Are you talking from the core support back?
Yeah, firewall forward, not counting where the A-arm is. The A-arm gets two 3x3 quarter-inch straps, and then we can have 4 6x4 plates on each rail plus the 10-inch bumper bracket.
Well, we kind of got a heads up when we were out to Salt Lake this past September, and Johnny was kind of talking about, a different team format out there. And a couple weeks ago, before he announced it, he sent me an email, and I looked through it. I looked through some of the changes he made, and I looked through the payouts, and I think it's going to be an awesome show.
Dude, there's going to be a lot of hard cars. Like, I do have an opportunity to buy another 73 two-door as well. So if I can't find a Suey, and I end up, I don't know. I'm trying to think. We picked up an extra job that we're supposed to start this week, so I'm trying to, make sure I've got a few customer cars that I need to build, plus, the few, like 1 or 2 for myself and 1 or 2 for my dad. So I just got to make sure I got enough time to get all that done before the springtime.
Well, you just said that you were, maybe considering switching teams for South Dakota. I mean, it's not like your dad hasn't run big stuff before.
Yeah, and I've talked to him. I tried to get him on the team last year, and we were just, I was strapped for time on that car. Like, I got it done 99% of the way I wanted it to on all the major areas. But, I wish I would have had, another day on the trunk, another day on, like, doing door skins and, like, just little stuff.
Mm-hmm. Just
but
a little tedious
stuff. If I had 2 more
stuff.
days, I think it would have been a better car. I think it's still a good car. And Chris has told me that since I didn't plate it, all I did was take the engine and trans out, and I wasn't able to make it back in because not everything was hooked up.
Uh-huh.
But Chris told me to bring it back to South Dakota and that it's considered a fresh car.
Oh.
So I'd really like to, I'd be able to have the time to finish up the few things that I wasn't able to finish.
Correct.
And bring it back and have a good redemption round.
Well, man, I know you're pretty strapped for time right now. We appreciate what you're doing on your social media stuff, giving those pointers out. Because I promise you, there's those 15, 16, and 17-year-old kids that are really paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really surprised this year. Just this year alone, I've noticed, and, I've had, like, people reach out to me. I probably get 5 to 10 texts a day on, like, Messenger or TikTok, and sometimes a few YouTube comments asking, to do, like, a video showing something. And, I've been making videos of building my cars for 5 or 6 years. Since 2018, I've posted videos of my builds. And I've had tons of kids, even young, like youth drivers, all the way up to, middle-aged guys that are like, dude, thank you so much for posting this stuff. We're lost on what to even do with these new styles, like Crown Vics and such. And I was like, dude, I was the same way a couple years ago, and I'm still trying to, pinpoint them down on what to do with them. But this year, I feel like we got off track a little, but like this year, I plan on running Washington, Heber, one other Stern Dirt show if the car's still good from the two-man show. Then we'll hit UTC, Nephi, Manti, see what we got left, if we can take a car to all 4. And then hopefully go back to South Dakota.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on. And like I said, we know you're strapped for time. We'll definitely pick back up with this at some point. And if I don't talk to you before then, we'll see in Heber because I'm coming out there.
Dude, Heber, so I've ran derbies with Brad Bowman forever. Ever since I started, I remember him being in the track. And same with Ryan Simpson. I believe he retired from Derby the year before I started. Or at least the year before I started running in Spanish Fork in UCC. And those guys, I feel like a lot of promoters do a good job. And Brad Bowman and Ryan Simpson took treating drivers to a whole nother level. Dude, we get food all day. We get breakfast, lunch, and dinner for both days that we're in Heber. You can bring a trailer, your own camp trailer, and just put it in your pits. They provide waters and sodas all day. I know they've been talking about getting an ice maker because a lot of us guys run ice boxes. And Sam and Chris fly out with their tech team and tech all the cars, dude, and I feel like they level out the playing field a lot, which just makes it funner for everybody, I think. I think it makes it better for everybody at the end of the day. Makes it better for the promoter, makes it better for the tech, and for every driver that all the cars are leveled out, everybody stays hydrated, everybody stays fed, because everybody knows Derby Day, you forget to eat, you don't drink enough fluids, you're running around with your head cut off already, and, they just take all that stress off just by making a good tech, good set of rules that are thorough, and I think they just follow it to the T on how I think a derby should be ran. And I feel like Sam did a really good job out in Gold Rush as well. I felt I was on the same playing field as everybody else. We were treated well. The pits were a little crowded, but I think with him seeing all the tents put up this year that they'll probably redo a little bit of how the tent structure was. Maybe put 4 teams in the upper parking lot or something, try to get the middle section cleared up. But other than that, I think everybody's doing a great job, and I can't wait for 2024.
Well, man, like I said, we appreciate it, and can't wait to see you in Utah.
Dude, I'm pumped.
Well, we will talk to you later, man. We appreciate you getting on here.
Yep, no problem. Thank you.
Later, brother.
Have a good one, buddy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, guys, there you go. You heard it here first.
He's really making an April decision a lot harder than what it should be. Yeah, we'll go into that later. But, that's the thing.
A lot of shit going on in April.
When you 4 of us with a really big bank account, because that's a lot of flights and hotels and Airbnbs and fuel and all that good shit. But that was what Tyson's doing and what Jason Kinman's doing, what Critter's doing, and I know there's more out there. We don't get to catch them all. But that 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, that just is just getting into the sport, just like Tyson said, message him. Just shoot him a Snapchat, shoot him a message on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, and ask him, hey, can you break this down a little bit more of what you're doing right up here or what you're doing back here? That makes it a little bit more educational than what he's actually intending it on to be.
Yeah, but it's a good thing.
Yes.
No, I know there's some people out there hey, fuck that. They can figure it out.
But sometimes they need to just be pointed in the correct direction.
Right.
You'll figure it out, but here, at least I'm going to tell you kind of what the area you need to look at. The area you need to look at, and then not just here, chuck your fucking ass in the deep end because you can't swim yet.
Right.
That makes
Which,
a big
there
difference.
was some of us that did that. I'm not saying I didn't have fucking help, but I know the first couple cars that I built and where they were built at, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I would call and get just enough information to be fucking dangerous. Hey, you need to make sure that you got spacers at the core support. And I'm like, why the fuck do I need those?
Well, you want to see what it does without them?
And I'm like, but how do I get them in there?
Yes.
And we figured it out. Like, we got it. One of the first cars that, Josh Gordon and I built together was a square body Grand Marquis that he took to Madison. That was the first car that we had ever fucked with tilt-wise. I think we tilted it 5.5 inches or something. That was for the fucking stock class. There wasn't rules against it yet.
Correct.
That was fucking 2013, 14-ish. We just heard about it. And we're like, fuck it, I think we can do it. And that car was fucking hard for what it was. I mean, it was up. We had it. That was the tallest car out there. I can guarantee you that. I remember whenever we showed up at Madison because Brian Powell was there in a 76 Impala, and Gordon cleared the whole front clip on that motherfucker and poked a hole in his oil pan with Brian at the top of Brian Powell's bumper. And after we got done with that, we were like, holy fuck. Like, okay, there is something to this.
Mm-hmm.
Still didn't know what the fuck we were doing. The plate placement was way off, way the fuck off. The tire angle and shit was all fucked up because we didn't know what needed to be changed yet. I mean, like I said, we had just enough information to be dangerous. We had heard in passing, hey, somebody, fuck, we cut the tabs on these motherfuckers and pull the front end down. We're like, fuck, we can do that. Fuck yeah, we can. What?
Yep. I mean, just like Tyson said, I mean, we keep going back to his progression, where it was in 2012 to 15 to 20 to 23 going into 24. He just talked about Stern Dirt Team Show, April 19th and 20th. It's spelled hurricane, but I don't think it's pronounced hurricane, right. Utah. It's really close to Las Vegas.
Oh, man, I'd hate to go there.
It's really close to Las Vegas compared to, like, Salt Lake City.
So we'd have to, like, fly into Vegas?
We would have to fly into Las Vegas.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That'd just be terrible. Let me know how the show went.
Steven's kicked out of 4 strip clubs in Las Vegas and sitting in county jail. See, I can't take him nowhere. Ever.
I just want to go watch a derby. Wink, wink.
But,
give us your feedback.
Yes.
On the social media stuff. Do you think it's helped or hurt? We'll make a post whenever this bitch drops. You can comment underneath of it. Tell us about it. Tell us your thoughts.
And it was Tyson Shelley on with us. So, if you guys don't personally know him, Derek Shelley's his dad.
Adam.
Yeah. Get him on your social media stuff. He will.
Sounds like he's fucking around with TikTok a little bit now.
Yep. I have seen a lot of his stuff on TikTok. At least the newer stuff.
I've been on a little bit of a TikTok hiatus.
I'll go 2 or 3 days without getting on it. But
I know, because then you check my shit.
And some message. So, next week is going to be a little bit different.
We're going to be remote.
Drinking beers.
Going across the river.
And eating some smoked meats. You didn't tell
me.
I'm
not putting anybody's meat in my mouth.
Yes, you would, and you'd like it.
I'm going to drink like motherfuckers' natties. I ain't taking a beer with me.
Well, he's ready.
Well, he fucking better be, because I'm not taking one single cold beer with me.
We've been talking about trying to get somebody else on, and he is actually working on that. So this could be a little twofer action, twofer at once. Another kid over there on the east side of that river won everything.
Stop. They're going to know.
I said kid. Well, it could have been Nate Hull.
Yeah.
See? Just because I'm giving you little subtle hints doesn't mean I'm saying who it's going to be. So.
Well, now they know that it's not Nate.
I said it could be Nate.
Then I'll drop a subtle hint on who's going to be on here. I bet James Smith isn't there.
You're correct.
I probably ought to ease up just a touch, because he messaged me the other day.
Did he?
Yeah. Said that if we had another show, that they'd probably bring a team. He didn't say whether they'd unload or not, though.
But yeah, we're gonna be remote. The reason we are going is because they are getting ready for Spring X.
Yep.
It's big stuff. We're not going to cover anything local right now.
I want to hit 2 or 3 shops that are going to Spring X. We'll probably have to wait till closer to time, because there's going to be some of them that are like, hey, I don't want anybody to fucking know that I'm doing that.
Correct. Yeah.
That does happen to us, just to let you know. But oh, you can't put this out yet.
Correct.
Like, hold up, motherfucker. How do you think we make all this fucking money?
We're selling your frame picks, bitch.
Oh,
that's our OnlyFans.
Ooh, man, there's a new platform idea.
You would get
you pay me
shot?
$12.99 a month, and I'm releasing these motherfuckers.
You would be shot, grenaded, pipe bombed
within the first week of that shit dropping.
Yes.
Because you know motherfuckers be signing up for it. Like, shit, is my stuff on there?
Correct. Yes.
Turns out it's just all Josh Gordon's junk.
Whole row of Mustangs.
Yeah, just trash.
Yeah. So, like I said,
like the biggest gay lineup ever.
You can't say that. That's offensive.
I apologize. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
There's 2 people in this picture, but you can only see one. So, yes, guys.
Just talking about that shit, there's going to be people not letting me back in their fucking shop.
Yeah.
I'll be going over
there
phones. Trying to hang out with Rob and fucking drinking a beer.
Put your phone in the truck.
Here's a basket. Leave your gun at the door.
Just drop them off. So, remote next week?
Yep.
Pray for us. Because there's liable to be some drunkenness and some...
Pray for me.
I'll be a good boy. So.
Yeah, me too.
Social media knocked in the head.
How about we revisit this one?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Talk to us. Tell us what you think. I did get some viewer requests the other day. Guy wants us to come to Kentucky.
Kentucky? I've been to Kentucky.
Yep, and I was supposed to be, but they canceled the show on me. And then
that was the Louisville.
Yeah.
The bluegrass one.
Yeah, we wanted to go do that, and then I wanted to go with T Stark whenever you all went down there. And your all's 5-foot bullshit, and CJ was blowing big rear ends and whatnot and stuff. It was Jarrett Ritchie.
Is that for?
He said, "Hey man, it'd be really cool to see you guys at Wicked Warzone."
That's in January.
It is.
Been there once.
I told him. I said that's possible.
It's possible. Stayed them nice little cabins downtown Sturgis.
Which we could holler at Brandon.
We haven't talked about that yet. Brandon is just kind of like the liaison.
Well, we could talk to Will
Yeah. Yeah.
because Brandon's still got his nose on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But we could talk to Will. What's his name? Will Norwood. Yeah, Norwood. We could reach out to those guys. Maybe see if we could set up down there or something. Maybe.
It's not that bad. It's about 5.5 hours.
I just did it yesterday. Not there, but I drove.
Oh, the 5.5.
I drove 7 hours.
Yeah.
Friday, I drove 7 hours down to Tahlequah and went to Southall for a funeral Saturday morning, and my ass was home by 7 o'clock last night.
Yep.
So I'll drive that one if you don't want to.
Yeah, that one ain't bad. So, any last words?
Make junk, boys.